Dean Legge from Dog Post. If you're on YouTube watching this, you should go to dogpost.com right now. I'm with Ethan Birch, who checked out the defensive line today. I'm just going to give my quick take on what I saw in practice today. We're in day 4 now, Ethan. I thought when we were out there today, the offense, the passing game was I was going to go watch somebody else, Ethan, but it was so not what you wanted to see yesterday. I had to go back today to see, was it where it needed to be today? I thought it was drastically better. Having played sports in college, both of us have played sports in college, you have those days where they're just, you have bad practices. Yesterday didn't look great for the offense.
Well, that's the day when Pete Herman would have just sent you home, had you come back at 11 o'clock and just do it all over again.
It was ugly, but today, Jay Rome was back out there. There was a lot of pace, a lot of passion, a lot of, Mark Richt was into it, Mike Bobo was into it, Jay Rome was into it. The quarterbacks were getting the ball where it needed to go. I didn't see Hudson Mason throw the football, and you saw Ramik Wilson not practicing, and then Shadow Finteg.
Yeah, just walking around, and then Shadow Finteg obviously didn't see what happened to him, but then, the back cornerback where Jeremy Pruitt and all the defensive backs and everything like that are, you just hear a loud trainer about 3 times, and then finally got some shots of Ron Corson just bolting it over there. He gets back there with Finteg. Really, kind of like the whole Ramik Wilson thing, there was no actual noticeable injury. He didn't seem to be limping, anything like that. He just walked with him, took him back to trainer shed and everything like that. As far as Ramik Wilson goes, no leg brace, no knee brace, no noticeable limp, just no pads, had his jersey on, just sort of walking around.
So Jay Room yesterday took, I was clearly hurt and went off to the shed. So you can't take certain things at practice. I've covered this team for a decade and a half. Guys get hurt. That doesn't mean they're out for the season. Doesn't even mean they're out for the next day.
Well, it's August 4th. Right. You don't want to, if something looks like it's ailing a guy, like they said with Jay Rome, they said if he looked like he was hurt, they were going to pull him off the field. They pulled him off the field. He's back the next day.
He looked fine today.
He just was hurting a little bit yesterday. You got guys like Shadow, and then you got guys like Ramik. If they think, if you think your all SEC linebacker shouldn't go out there today, he shouldn't go.
No, because what do you gain? Now, the other thing that was curious, to me, I watched again the passing game, is what I'm calling the passing game. There weren't receivers out there today. They were just tight ends and running backs. But I'll call it the passing game. Hudson Mason didn't throw. He handed the ball off, and that's going to get out there. We're recording this in the middle of practice, so we've not spoken with anybody yet or anything like that. But what I'll say is this, is that there's any number of things that could be the reason for it. They could say, we don't need Hudson to throw 70 balls during practice. We only want him to throw 35. We want to slow down the arm on him, make certain that he's there in November when we need him. Or it could have been like, listen, hey, look, we need to figure out who the 2 is for sure. We think it's probably Bryce Ramsey, but we're not 100%. Let's let the 2s go. We're going to do it for 15 minutes. I mean, you don't forget how to throw a football or shoot a free throw in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, we only see about 15 minutes worth out there. So we don't know what's going on out there right now, but at least for the 15 minutes, Mike Bobo gets a little bit better of an idea of what he's got to work with, even though he sees them on a day-to-day basis. But for us, I know you wanted to talk about defensive line a little bit. We saw defensive line, 2 that really, stood out, people that were getting a lot of reps, Ray Drew, and then I would say Mike Thornton. Those are 2 guys that talked about in different type of ways. You can talk about Mike Thornton the way you want, but he's a guy who Tracy Rocker shows a lot of love to out there.
Well, here's my thing with Ray. That's not confusing to me. I get Ray getting, he can be 3rd string, and last night he told us that, they're going to roll guys in and out. With Mike Thornton, here's where I'm at. At this stage, I got to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's not being negative. That's being real.
No, and you can't see a lot out there in the drills like they're doing today. It's basically
when the red coat band is playing, I'm going to need to see Mike Thornton throw his hands, do what he's got to do. Certain guys are going to benefit from transition. He went from who I consider a very good defensive line coach, Chris Wilson, to Tracy Rocker. Maybe Rocker likes something a little bit different. I don't know. They're getting paid the hundreds of thousands, not me.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see a lot between now. I mean, he's got 26 days to still be that guy that Tracy Rocker likes the most.
The only thing that I would say about Mike Thornton, this is that we sort of heard this last year, and it did not necessarily come to fruition. With Sterling Bailey, we heard it, and he was starting. Yeah. So and for some time. So I want to see the proof in the pudding. That's my deal on there.
Well, Sterling, nothing's changed with Sterling. He said, he said he feels great. He's dropping some pounds. Everybody on the defensive line, really, they talked about it before the summer. They kind of got together, even without the coaches, and said they wanted to.
Other guy, too, is James Deloach.
Yeah.
Now, it's, when we hear the Redcoats or, whoever they're playing, when the band's playing, not when the media clowns are out there, I think it's certain guys, it is time to go. I mean, it's time to get it going once and for all. And I think those are two of the guys that certainly, it's time to get this thing going. So any other sort of thoughts or notions from practice that you saw today?
No, I got to get over there a little bit with Coach Shearer and the linebackers. They weren't doing a whole lot, but at the same time, Lorenzo Carter still looks the part. You don't have to worry about that.
So just to update quickly, Lorenzo, and then also number 11, who's from Florida, Keon Brown. Give me just eyeball for you.
Keon Brown is a hitter. He certainly looks the part as a player out there. He looks good to me. He's one of those guys you don't hear anything bad about, or haven't so far. He's catching on very quickly. Lorenzo Carter, somebody who Mark Richt was obviously very excited about coming into the season on Friday. Hadn't got a chance to see him at all, but now he is. You don't see coaches like Shearer. They're not having to take a lot of time with Carter. He just seems to already get it.
Well, Gwinnett County kid, so they're relatively well developed. Let's give Keon Brown a little bit of time, right? I mean, Some of these guys need time. We're not going to be doing these on Facebook forever, and you're not getting all the information on Facebook, that's for sure. And you can't ask us questions on Facebook, etc. So if you're seeing us on Facebook, if you're seeing this on Facebook, did I say Facebook yet? Facebook, YouTube, whatever. If you're seeing this on social media, hop on down to Dog Post, check it out. You don't have to buy anything. If you do, though, today, you get a magazine for free in the mail if you stick with Dog Post or not. So what do you care? Get it for your kid. Dean Legge, Ethan Birch signing off from Georgia's Buttsmere Heritage Hall with all these trophies behind us. We'll check in with y'all tomorrow.